They say
are living in their lair. Take off your gloves and come out fighting. Sports Extra is next. Welcome to the show with more flavor than Bubblicious. I'm Mike Hill. This is John Dwyer, and our friends call this show Sports Extra.
News to Sports Extra. In the next 30 minutes, we'll talk to the man who gives new meaning to the phrase, hit the ice. Predators winger Patrick Cote joins us live in the studio.
And we'll clean house with TSU's offensive duo Leon Murray and Tyrone Butterfield, plus the latest from the NFL, where the latest news on the Oilers isn't too good.
No. It's probably a good thing that the Oilers-Jets game was not on local TV. It was not a pretty sight, and the Oilers know it. Scoreless first quarter. Jets have a 3-0 lead early. In the second, when the Oilers finally get some offense going, Eddie George with back-to-back 11-yard runs. Eddie with 72 yards on the day and 20 carries. Quarterback Steve McNair, 13 of 24, 137 yards. Scrambles for the first down to the Jets 16. Now check the replay. How can Brian Cox not be called for the forearm in the face? Yep, this sums up the day. McNair, first and goal from the 2, or trying anyway. George recovers the fumble, but it's 4th down. Field goal 3-3 at the break. Third quarter, Jets with a 3rd and goal at the 3. Vinny Testaverde to Keyshawn Johnson, who had 10 catches, 112 yards, and this TD.
It's something that he called. I asked him to call it. I kind of almost begged for it to, and when you ask for a coach to call something, you have to score on it.
He's 6'3", I'm 5'9".
Get this far.
Class of 1969.
Oh, my last time at home.
But see, you can come back to visit. It's going to be here.
My baby plays on the team. I'll be back.
Hello.
Are you a former athlete, former band member, former track star, number 1 OBC champ?
Gotta go get it.
The hole, the mud, marching in the mud.
Tradition. Just a feeling that you can't be beat. It's just a feeling that when you go down there, nobody can hurt you. And that's the feeling about the whole. Wish we didn't have to give it up.
In the spirit of Big John Merritt for years there, miss him. Today we name our high school athlete of the week. We got to see this young man in action on ourselves on Friday night when we watched the Portland and White House game. It's Brian Jones.
TSU quarterback Leon Murray and wide receiver Tyrone Butterfield, first scores from the NFL.
On the field, but try to keep it clean and neat behind closed doors. We go live with the gruesome twosome next, but first, your ice scores. Check them out. At Keene Hall today, where the TSU Tigers found out their Division I AA playoff opponent, and it is Appalachian State. The Tigers will play App State on Saturday, but the game will not be at home, unfortunately. But the main thing is the Tigers are in the playoffs, and in the house with me, actually, coming up in this monitor, are 2 guys partly responsible for the big-time success of the TSU Tigers, quarterback Leon Murray and receiver Tyrone Butterfield. First of all, what's up, fellas, and thanks for joining us today.
All right, nice to be here.
First of all, Appalachian State. You actually know where it is, and if you know where it is, what do you know about the team?
Well, we heard it was in Boone County, North Carolina, wherever that is. I mean, we don't know much about the team. We haven't got any film on them yet. We're supposed to get it tomorrow evening or something like that. Then we could talk a little more about the game. But, they're a pretty good team. They're 9-2, so they're doing something right out there.
Does it bother you that you're not playing one more game at Hale Stadium, that you have to play on the road?
Not really, because we've been playing road games all year, and we had to play 7 road games in the OVC this year, and we ended up winning them all. And it kind of helps us focus a little bit more. We focus a little bit more on the road, it seems to be, and we feel like we play better on the road anyway, so it really doesn't bother us.
Well, you know what? You guys together have been off the hook, man. Talk about the chemistry between the two of you on the field.
We know we're roommates, so we spend a lot of time together. During the summer, we work out together. All the quarterbacks and receivers, so we have good timing together. And, you know, we just kind of know what each other are thinking about. We're on the same page most of the time.
Speaking about being roommates, now we're doing this interview. Of course, you guys are in your crib. Well, I'm sorry for the slang impaired. You're at your dorm right now. Earlier this week, you guys allowed our cameras to take a little tour of that crib. Let's check that out.
Well, this is our living room also, and this is my big family. Came all the way from Miami, Florida. They came out from miles away to come see me in my last game.
All right. Number 2.
My wide receivers, number 83, Nashville native. How you doing? What's up, Leon? This is his room. They ain't had time to clean up either. They went to OVC, so you know, we had time to clean up. But this is our room, and as you can see, we haven't had time to clean it up. Then when we had time, we've been struggling with the OVC, so this is my bed, that's Leon's bed. It's his closet, it's my closet.
That's basically the whole, you know, apartment or whatever. Sorry to mess, but the maid's been slacking on his work.
Now you guys in town that your family was coming into town. I had this done a couple days ago. Whatever. Well, start with this floor there and get some wishes and
Leon, Ty, thanks for joining us tonight, man. You got to clean your apartment, but hopefully you can clean up on Appalachian State this Saturday, man.
All right.
Definitely try to.
Good luck to you, brother.
All right, thanks.
All right.
TSU on the road, but in the playoffs. Right. We'll have more on News 2 Sports Extra right after this.
Tigers won yesterday to conclude a great regular season that includes their first Ohio Valley Conference football championship. And today, the team gathered on campus to find out who they would be playing in the 1AA playoffs. They waited anxiously to see who the 8-member NCAA committee had paired them with based on the team's strength of schedule, one-loss record, and student-athlete eligibility.
7th-seeded Mountaineers of Appalachian State, 8th time they have been in the championships. They finished with a 9-2 record. They'll be hosting Tennessee State.
Well, you know, that's the positive about it. We had 8 road games this year, and then we did very well on the road, and I guess that's why our team is really happy. For some reason, we played great on the road, and I think we'll do it this time, too.
So, Tennessee State on the road again as they face Appalachian State in round 1 of the NCAA playoffs. Kick off 1 o'clock Eastern, noon Central. Tickets go on sale Tuesday at the TSU campus. Prices now are $15, $10, and $8. Well, yesterday, Tennessee State beat Texas Southern in perhaps now, I say perhaps, the single most significant game of the year because it was the last regular season home game that will ever be played at Hale Stadium. Many from the Big Blue players of past returned for yesterday's farewell to the hole.
Well, the hole, I mean, was a great big hole here in the 30s, and they filled it in and everything. That's where the name, the hole, came from.
The history right here. Last game in the hole, $10.
It's bittersweet. It's sad. It's the end of an era, and it's good because it's the beginning of a new one. All right.
It's sad to see it, but the university has to move on. It has many, many memories for me. The university will still be here, but the home will be rededicated in another manner.
The memories of this place will never die in my mind. They might bulldoze it up and take it away and do all that, but the memories of this place will always be in my mind.
Come on, TSU, let's get into it with the band. Come on now.
All my memories are here, all my life, and they'll always stay here, and yes, but all of them are fond memories.
Very fond memories, yeah, how we would flip and jump up and down and fall and slip and slide in a lot of rainy weather.
Great piece by Bob Cusack. Guess who was there? You didn't see him, but Big John Merritt trolling the sidelines. He was there. Well, the Tennessee Vols took care of business yesterday also against Kentucky Wildcats to sew up the SEC East Division title. Bob, you were there. Your perspective on what?
The league, 3,000 yards and 22 TDs through the air will do it.
mean, that's nice to have. You know, it was a team effort, though. You know, the offensive line gave me all day to throw the ball. Yeah, the receivers did the ball after did the job after they caught the ball. You know, the running backs had their part to do with it. So, you know, it was a team effort.
Good answer. Let's go to the...
This area is playing with the big boys. Is it academic that area colleges and universities will suffer? Let's ask Tony Troiano. Tony?
Laura, just a couple of years ago, Nashville was strictly a college sports town. Vanderbilt and the smaller schools capturing all the headlines. Now the pros have moved in, and our local colleges have competition for your time and money. The energy, color, and pageantry of college athletics is a captivating attraction. And our state college sports is deep-seated, a way of life. Until recently, Nashville was primarily a college town. Vanderbilt competing in the SEC and 10 other schools making news in the area. Now Vanderbilt and the other local colleges are challenged. Over the last few years, 4 pro teams have joined baseball's long-running sounds in making Music City home. They're asking for fans' loyalty and money, making it crowded, making it a challenge to survive.
There's one thing I can be sure of. 100 years from now, Vanderbilt will still be here, and in all likelihood, the Southeastern Conference will still be here, and college athletics will continue to be a very vibrant part of the sports community here in Nashville. I'm not sure I can say that about all the professional franchises that are currently in our market.
Don't be mistaken, no gauntlet has been thrown down. It's only competition. Remember, Vanderbilt played landlord to the Titans last season. Actually, the schools have stopped just short of cranking up the welcome wagon.
It gets people interested in reading the sports pages. It gets them, you know, if we've got an article on the same page of Predators articles, so they may read the Predators and may pick up on ours. So I think it gets interest there that may have not been there before.
It's still early in the game to tell completely how coexisting with the pros is affecting the schools. Vanderbilt's football and basketball attendance has dropped the last 2 years. MTSU and several of the other schools have a geographical buffer from the pros, distance. They draw from their surrounding areas. Overall, the schools have remained steady or seen moderate increases in support. Of course, in sports, there was one overriding factor in getting fans' attention.
Then, as we all know, there's a 3-letter word called win. You don't win, then people are going to show.
The most important thing for us to do is to put a product on the field that people want to see, and that means we need to be competitive and competitive in the Southeastern Conference, so that really needs to be our focus.
Another factor in the equation, equal to or greater than any other, is the University of Tennessee. Following the Vols, especially in football, is a religion. Big Orange fervor spans the state, from Knoxville to Nashville to Chattanooga to Memphis and all points in between. Tennesseans pledge allegiance to a Big Orange nation. Nearly every school surveyed mentions UT as an influence on its athletic programs.
If they're playing in the afternoon, then we won't play at night in football because fans are going to stay home and watch them instead of coming to our game.
Titans head coach Jeff Fisher.
No news. Once the media was almost like a part of the program, family friend. Now it's a casual acquaintance. While once garnering headlines and leading sportscasts, today our local colleges face primetime parody.
We've had to come up with some new strategies. We've gone to the internet with our broadcast. We're trying to go to hometown newspapers. We're trying to find where we can find a niche out there locally that we can get our information out.
Changing times and changing strategies, and it will continue. Expect Nashville sports and its fans to have a different look in the years to come. Tomorrow night in our third and final segment of Sportsville, we'll focus on Nashville's other sports, motorsports, baseball, and golf. Laura?